Hi, it's time to talk vacation. How's that song go? Vacation's all I ever wanted. Vacation's all I ever needed. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about things you need to know before your next road trip. I know right now in the world, it's not road trip time, but save these ideas for your next road trip. This is the perfect time to plan your next one, okay? My first tip is to do not go under half a tank of gas. Now, if you're taking a really short trip and you're going to be primarily focused around cities, this might not be a big deal for you, but if you're driving across the country, especially in the western area of the United States, do not let your gas tank go below half a tank if you can help it, because it's not uncommon to go 50 or so freaking miles to not have a gas tank anywhere, or not a gas tank, a gas station anywhere. It will not hurt to fill up your tank if you see a gas station and you think,
oh well, I'll probably be okay if I don't fill up now.
You should just do it, okay? You don't want to run out of gas. That would really suck. It's worth stopping for a few minutes to fill up your tank than it is to freaking walk 20 miles in order to get some more gas if you run out, you know what I mean? My next tip is to use some road trip planning apps or websites. So my favorite app for this to use is Road Trippers, and they have both a website and an app, so you can use it while you're on your road trip and you can use it beforehand on your laptop or computer to plan your road trip. Not sponsored, by the way. I've used this website for a couple years now, and basically you can plug in your car information and it'll tell you an estimated gas mileage and how much gas will cost. It can show you like a bunch of different sort of attractions and restaurants along your route that you might miss if you never looked up anything. Also, if you use it while you're on your trip, it'll tell you things that are near you. Along with this, I use the app GasBuddy, which shows you what gas prices are in your area, which is really handy to use because a lot of the times, especially if you're in one of the more desolate areas I talked about, if you exit a big highway, there will be a gas station in that area maybe, and that gas station will probably have the most expensive price that you would find in that area, but because you're exiting that highway and you might be low on gas, you're gonna get gas there. How many times did I say gas? A couple times, didn't I? Anyway, you want to check the app or some app, it doesn't have to be GasBuddy, and just see what the prices are around you, because you might only have to go 1 mile down the road to get gas for 10 cents cheaper per gallon, and even if it's only 10 cents, it adds up over the course of your entire road trip, so it's worth checking out, in my opinion. Another app that I have is a survival manual. Now, honestly, this is good just in general to have if you do a lot of camping or exploring, or honestly, even if you don't, it's a good app to have. Basically, all it is a survival manual, obviously, and it downloads straight to your phone, so you don't need Wi-Fi or data to use it. You can use it offline. It shows you poisonous plants, how to make a fire. It shows you how to survive in different climates, how to do SOS, and we all will think, oh, I'll never use something like that, but you seriously never know, and it takes up a little amount of space on your phone, and you should just download it anyway. My third tip is to stay flexible. Now, if you're someone like me and you like to plan a bunch of things beforehand and make sure you're getting the best experience possible, I understand, but you need to leave room for some spontaneity, because some of the best experience I've had were like times when we decided to randomly take the off-beaten route and just drive somewhere randomly, and we found a cool restaurant or you never know what you're gonna find. You should always leave a little bit room in your schedule to accommodate for things like this, because it is worth checking out random things along your route, and leaving this little bit of extra leeway in your planning can also help accommodate for an emergency if you were to have one. Number 4 sort of goes along with number 3, but number 4 is to take the back roads. If you have the time, it is completely 100% worth it, in my opinion, to take the back roads instead of the interstate or the highway. When you take the back roads, you're going to be passing through some towns, and when you pass through those towns, you'll really get a knack of like how these people live in that area, and you can see all the local restaurants and local souvenir shops. Definitely worth it. I highly recommend. See all those more unique things that other people who are touring the area aren't going to see because they're taking the interstate. It's a much more unique experience, and if you have the time, I highly would recommend to get off the interstate and just see what cool things you can find. My next tip is about finding discounts for certain attractions or things that you're going to be seeing anyway. I'll start off with talking about national parks. If you're going to be seeing a lot of national parks or even more than 2 or 3 national parks, I would recommend getting the America the Beautiful pass. What this pass is it allows you to see all the national parks for a year for $80. And while $80 can seem like a lot at first, to get into most national parks it's about $30. It's worth getting the pass in my opinion. And plus you can have 2 names on the pass. So say, my camera's dying, hang on. I'm back! So like I was saying, if you like have a disability or if you're a veteran, you can get the pass for free, so in case you didn't know. There's even some campgrounds that will give you a discount if you have the pass, so. Along with this, I would recommend going not just to like rest stops and seeing their pamphlets, but particularly the welcome stops when you enter a state. They'll have discounts on like local eateries and hotels and stuff. Honestly, it wouldn't even cost you any extra time because you should be stopping after every 2 or 3 hours anyway to stretch your legs a little bit and take a pee because you don't want to fall asleep while you're driving. Okay, that would be very bad. Along with that, this might be sort of a bonus tip, but if you're like eating somewhere local in the area, like a restaurant, obviously, or somewhere else, chat up the person who's serving you and see, you know, what are the best places to see around in that area. Like, they might tell you about something that most of the tourists don't really know about, and you could discover a hidden gem. Alright, my number 6 tip is to bring a disposable camera. Okay, so I'm a photographer, so I might be a little biased with this one. There's something really special about taking photos with a camera and you can't see the results of them right away, and you come home, you get your photos developed after some time, and you see all the memories you made and all the pictures you forgot to take, all the pictures you forgot that you took. Am I like stupid? It's one of the reasons why I personally shoot film. It's more fun than taking a picture on your phone. And plus, like, when you take photos with a disposable camera, they just have that automatic nostalgic vibe to them, and they look really cool and unique compared to other photos that are on the internet about travel. Number 7 is to get a large jug for water. And the reason why I say this is just because, especially if you're camping a lot, more especially if you're staying at free campsites, a lot of those, if not almost all of them, don't have running water or free water that you can fill up on. It's really useful to have just a bunch of water on hand to use, not only for drinking but for like cleaning your hands or like anything like that. Number 8 is to have some cash on you. Now, I'm someone who like uses my debit card to pay for everything because it's so easy to carry around, but there's a lot of campsites that don't take card. Cash just comes in handy if you're splitting something with one of the people you're traveling with, or like to leave a tip, or if you visit a small business that's like a souvenir shop or something. It's just nice to have a little bit of cash on you. You know, don't keep all of your money in cash. My 9th tip is to consider getting AAA if you don't already have it. This is just something in general if you own a car. I feel like most people know what AAA is by now, but if you don't, it's a service that will help you out in case you have an emergency, like you lock your keys in the car, you have a flat tire, you run out of gas and you're stranded. A bonus tip along with this, which isn't really a tip because it should be common sense, is to keep an emergency fund. Even if you think that nothing is going to happen, things happen a lot. For example, on my latest road trip, nothing really all that bad happened, but the first night, I planned on camping most of the nights during the trip to save money. The first night we ran into severe thunderstorms. There was like tornadoes basically all around us, and we ended up having to get a hotel. The first hotel we booked, we were so still far away. It was like 8 p.m. and all these like severe storms were going on and we're supposed to go on for the next couple of hours, and it was just absolutely horrifying to be on the interstate in general. We ended up having to get another hotel for that same night and didn't get refunded for the first one. It's just better to have that extra emergency fund for the peace of mind. Trust me, just have it. And even if you don't spend it, even if you don't have an emergency on your road trip, you can always at the end either go ham and spend it and buy a bunch of souvenirs for your friends, or like go out to a bar, or even just save it for your next road trip. Like, it's worth having, okay? Just do it. Number 10 is to sign up for as many reward programs as possible, or even a travel rewards credit card if you are financially stable enough to do something like that, because if you're traveling a lot, even on one road trip, like, it's worth getting something like that because it all adds up, you know? If you're staying at hotels, sign up for as many like hotel services as possible. Hotels.com offers a free night for every 10 nights that you stay. One app that I like a lot is HotelTonight. This is really good on road trips because you don't always know exactly where you're going to end up in the night and where you want to stay, you know? So this app mostly focuses on rooms that haven't been booked for the hotel that night, and it'll normally have a discounted rate. HotelTonight is one of the apps that goes by tiers as far as how many rewards that you get. So after you book so many nights, you level up on and on. I'm gonna have like a promo code or like an affiliate link for any of these hotel websites that some of them will benefit me as well if you book through them or create an account. Some of them don't. It's whatever I can find a discount for, I will put in the description. So if you don't know what Airbnb is, it's a website for staying in people's homes or like separate properties as opposed to a hotel. Normally they're cheaper, which is why people reach out for them. I actually stayed in a bungalow in Joshua Tree that I think might have been $70 a night, which is usually cheaper than a hotel. But like basically this place had a kitchen. You know, it was a whole house that we got to stay in to ourselves. It had a hot tub and a little porch area and a backyard, and it was really close to Joshua Tree. It was super cool. If you want to stay at some unique places, definitely check out Airbnb if you never did before. You can get some for $30 a night. And if you're traveling alone, you can literally find some for $20 or less a night. So my next tip is probably an obvious one, but it's to not forget snacks. Especially if you're driving, you need the energy, you need something to keep you busy. Get some snacks. Do not go without snacks. You never know when you're going to be going so long without seeing a restaurant or even a fast food place. Stay satisfied. Number 12 is to download some good and diverse music. Something that always seems to hit everyone's happiness in a road trip is some throwback playlists. So songs that everyone knows is always good to have. It's good to check out some new and diverse genres that maybe you've even never listened to before to check out just for fun. It helps to have it all downloaded beforehand so then you don't have to worry about relying on data or Wi-Fi. Number 13 is to drive the speed limit. Nothing ruins a good vibe than getting into a car accident, believe me. And don't go into the comments talking because I wasn't the one driving in any of my car accidents, so mind your business. Along with that, you don't want to get a speeding ticket and, you know, take money out of your trip budget to pay for the speeding ticket. Going like the speed limit and not speeding is going to save you gas mileage in the long run. It may not be a super large amount of money, but it's still saving money, so just do it. And plus, like, you're on a road trip, so you want to be taking in the scenery anyway. There's a reason why you didn't fly to the place that you're traveling. Take your time, smell the flowers, go the speed limit. Number 14 is to bring external batteries or a large car charger that you can plug in so everyone can charge their phones and electronics at once without have to worrying about someone's phone dying. Especially with the external batteries, like while you're hiking, if you carry a backpack, or like most external batteries could even fit in your pocket, and just take them with you, because you never know. If you get separated from your group, that's the one way that you can contact them or at least find your way out, you know? Number 15 is to get physical maps besides your phone and Google Maps, okay? Starting off with this, if you don't know, if you start your route with Google Maps, you can download the maps ahead of time. So then if you run out of service or data or something and you can't, you know, sync your maps, you can use offline maps. Say your phone dies, you're stranded, you don't freaking know where you are, just get a paper map. Even if you think you don't know how to read a regular map, because I know people who think they can't read maps, it's very easy. You'll figure it out. Like, if you can read Google Maps and the maps on your phone, you can read a regular map. Okay, number 16 is games. Now, this might be another obvious one, I'll admit. Bring some games. Like, not even just like the games you play in the car, like I Spy and freaking the ABC game, which is the one where you come up with a category and you all have to repeat names that go with the category following the ABCs. Or like the one where you have to come up with the phrases according to people's license plates. Anyway, where was I going with that? I don't know. Bring like a pack of cards or like even Uno or something. Because especially if you're camping, it's just nice to have those type of games around, you know? It's better than everyone sitting around the fire and sitting on their phone, you know? It's nice to have some cards. You can communicate with each other. It's important to keep your driver entertained as well, not just everyone else in your car. Because, you know, if they fall asleep, you might die. I'm just saying. 17 is definitely a completely obvious one, and that is to get an oil change or your car serviced if it needs it. But in my defense, along with this tip, I would like to say do not get like your car serviced 1 or 2 days before your trip. You never know what can happen. You know, say like one person forgot to put in a screw all the way or something stupid like that. Not saying they would, but like you never know, and you don't want to find out when you're somewhere away from home, you know? So I would recommend getting your car serviced like a week or 2 in advance of your trip, because it's better to find out when you're close to home than not close to home. Along with this, check your tire pressure consistently throughout your trip, because this can not only help you for safety reasons, but also it'll help save you on gas mileage. Number 18 is to save yourself some time for sleeping in and just taking a chill pill. I say this because one, you might be someone who maybe likes to drink or even just go out at night and check out the nightlife or whatever. You know, you don't want to be getting ready to take off for your next place at like 7 in the morning when you only get in at like 3 or 4 a.m., you know what I mean? And along with that, driving in itself and just doing things that you do daily on a road trip constantly is very exhausting. Just taking a day or 2 throughout your road trip just to sleep in and take it easy makes a huge difference for you to not be cranky. It's more important that you're enjoying the time that you're spending on the road trip, you know what I mean? Next is avoid staying in cities directly if you do not have to, or if you plan on leaving in the morning. If you like check out a city, say all your touristy things during the day, and then you go to a hotel at night that's like mostly in the city, I would recommend just getting a hotel out of the city, because for one, it'll be cheaper. 2, you'll avoid rush hour in the morning if you're leaving, and usually it's quieter at night, so you might get a better night of sleep. The last and final tip is to always have someone know where you are back home, just in case something happens. It's just good to let someone know, even if you're traveling with other people. You never know what can happen, so just let someone know where you are. So yeah, those are my 20 essential tips for your next road trip. If you have any more tips, let me know down below. Leave a comment of your tip. I hope I helped someone. I hope these weren't too obvious. Have fun, stay safe. Is there any other rules than that? I don't think so. Peace out. See you in the next video. Love you. Bye. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about some essential things you need to be doing on your road trip or before your road trip or whatever. That didn't go well. Let me do that again. Alright, so in this video, no. Oh, fuck. Alright. I feel I am in such a weird mood today. I'm very sorry. So like I was saying, if you know, spend 1 or 2... So like I was saying, if you go to 1 or 2... So like I was saying... Fuck. Why doesn't my brain work like normal people? There's even a select amount. Did I just spit everywhere? Did you see that?